I think that early on we worked on some very traditional viral pieces that impacted how we thought about the space. There was a job that we did for Nike Sister One early on in the studio, maybe year three or year four, and it was a viral piece for with Taylor Momsen of the very at the time Gossip Girl being like the hottest show. Um, the studio has been around for a minute, and that show is now like kind of finding its way back into the zeitgeist again. But it was like a very viral stunt. Like we had some stunt folks in, some body doubles, and it really was just so exciting
Yeah.
because it was work that people were talking about. And I think for us, it was like a cool drug. Like we were like, wow, like it's not just a beautiful image. It's not just a well executed story, which I think we also love and respect and want to be creating, but it was like something that mattered. And it was something that people talked about, and people shared and created conversation. And I think that job in particular definitely was kind of the first instance, I think, of, you know, what the shop has become, I think, in its biggest way, which is something that kind of uses, that cultural insight to create a conversation. Our clients come to us for that still.
I love how you kind of like in real time recognize that we're both old enough to remember before Taylor Momsen was recognized for being the front person of a metal band and just the sister on Gossip Girl. So I have these moments constantly where I'm like, okay, pull up a chair. I'm going to tell you how this whole thing worked out. There's a desire to grow, but there's also a desire to stay authentic. Kind of how do you balance those two things? It's almost, again, to kind of do the analogy, it's almost like being a band that doesn't sell out, but maybe sells
Yeah.
out in an arena.
It's funny you say that because when we first were traveling, when Kamp was first doing its thing, we did, we were a production company, right? We were like shooting
Yeah.
and traveling through the airports, and we would kind of count down to when they would ask us what band we were in. It was a motley crew of folks. There's no resting place. There's one resting place in life. We all, know it. It's very final. I think, you know, it's a long journey, and you're just constantly working to grow along that journey, growing more and more into who you are, finding new spaces and taking on new challenges to really unveil more and more of like what makes us different and what makes us unique, what makes Kamp, what stands out about Kamp. It just never stops. It just never stops.